I'm definitely stoked I decided to go with the spoiler. This thing looks fucking sick. I guess we gotta figure out how to mount this thing up. Luckily, it kind of slides up against the edge of the trunk, so it seems like it should be pretty easy to figure out where it goes. So first things first, it looks like there aren't holes for this extender to mount to this part, so it looks like I need to drill some holes into this part first before anything else. So it looks like it's already marked out because it's actually going to need to sit inside of this thing if we want it to actually sit flat on the trunk. So we'll just drill through these and we can mount those up. I'm guessing they just don't drill it out in case you wanted to run the spoiler without the extender on, but why would you want to do that for? Alright, so I've got all the holes drilled to mount the extenders and everything fits well. Now for the scrape part is actually drilling the holes in the trunk itself. Alright, I'm still pretty nervous to just drill into this thing, but both sides are even to within like 1/16 of an inch, which is good enough for me, maybe even a little bit closer than that. So pretty good measurement wise. Hopefully my tape method works out. And I guess we're just gonna send it. We're gonna do a little punch, then freaking drill this thing, I guess. All right, overall, that was a terrifying experience, but we've got 4 holes and they all seem pretty close together and they all fit the bolts. Hopefully it actually lines up. I ended up snapping 2 freaking drill bits because I was just gonna send it with the actual right size drill bit at first, but then I did the second hole and it started walking. Luckily, it walked basically where the spoiler will be covering, so you won't be able to see it. So then I stepped it down to the smallest drill bit I have, snapped that one. I was like, all right, so I'll use the second smallest one so I can drill a pilot, but not snap it. And then I snapped that one as well. This trunk metal is a little tougher than I thought it would be, but we got 4 holes. Now we can try and test fit it. This is our little walk situation. Definitely doesn't look good, but the spoiler covers this. I mean, who cares? All right, so it is officially 2 days later, because yesterday was Christmas, so I didn't really work on the car at all, just family time and Christmas stuff. But we officially got this thing all tightened together. The freaking bolts in the middle are such a pain in the butt because it's like inside the spoiler, basically. Basically just got it. I literally have 3 different freaking 10 mils. So we have like a line wrench one, or brake line one, regular 10, and then the ratcheting 10. Between all those 3 and basically destroying my thumbnail, we got it to work, and it's all tight, so it's all one piece now. Now we just have to flip it over. Hopefully I can get some help, and hopefully the spoiler actually lines up with the trunk holes that I cut in there. So fingers crossed. All right, so we do have some small problems. It looks like everything fits up pretty well, but the bolt isn't really long enough, so I'm just gonna get a step drill bit and drill out this bottom portion here so we can get the bolt flush up against the very top of the trunk. And this one, it's like really in the corner here, and I mean it's like back in the corner. I don't think there's any way I'm getting to that, so I think I'm just gonna take a step drill bit and drill through this in the best spot I can, and hopefully I can just take a socket extension and a little wivel socket and then just Alright, this is how we got it right now. I ended up using a Dremel because I was afraid I was going to cut into the actual trunk lid if I used a step drill bit. This looks good. I might have to go a little bit wider if I want to be able to get a socket on it, because I'm not getting a socket on that. But luckily it also has the Phillips head, so I might try that first and see what happens. Alright, we've officially got the back bolts about halfway on. I'm leaving them a little bit loose so I can still wiggle the spoiler around, but not the prettiest thing in the world, but definitely works well. And I can actually get a socket on there because I tried it with the Phillips head and that was just not gonna happen. I was like halfway down and it was already starting to strip. So yeah, socket is the move. Now we're gonna try and fit these inside or outside ones. All right, so we've got it all on there. Only 2 of the bolts. The outside ones are too close to the edge where the bolt, when I stick it through the hole, actually goes crooked because it's hitting the edge of the trunk. So I either need to cut out the edge a little bit, or I'm gonna try and get bolts. See how these ones have the flange on them? If I can just get these same bolts without the flange, it might just work, because it's kind of an awkward spot to cut out. But anyways, I was able to get the 2 inner ones all the way tight, and it's freaking secured on there pretty good. So yeah, I'll show you guys that. And then looks so dang cool.